Boy Vamp Gamer here, and we're about to do a live reaction to The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. I haven't seen it yet because I want to capture my live reaction, but this year I'm actually happy because this is the 35th anniversary of Zelda. So rumor has it that they're going to release an HD collection, and it's going to be like Super Mario All-Stars. I'm not a big Mario fan, because it's for kids, it's not for adults, but I still bought the All-Star collection because the best Mario game of all time will always be Mario 64, in my opinion. Like, there's no other Mario game that's like that besides Mario World for the Super Nintendo. But when the Wii came out, that's kind of when I stopped playing Zelda games, because like I really hated the Wii. Like, I hated that shit. Like, it wasn't cool for me, and my bedroom was really tiny at the time, so even though I had a Wii, I didn't play it. I didn't like Twilight Princess. That was when I stopped playing it. But Skyward Sword, like, I wanted to play it, but you have to buy, of course, an older system to play it, you know. So I didn't want to do that, and my Wii was like really old. I needed a new one anyway. So I'm kind of glad that they're re-releasing a Zelda game. They always do that with Zelda games. They don't do that with Mario games, not frequently. But I'm really happy they're re-releasing Zelda Skyward Sword because I get a chance to play it. But here we go.
What you've just seen is The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD.
I mean, it kind of looks like it takes place like after Twilight Princess, and I really hated Twilight Princess. Like, it wasn't a Zelda game. Like, it was just like a side story or something. I thought Twilight Princess was the most garbage Zelda game I ever played in my life. I'm a big Zelda fan. It's not obvious that I am, but I've always liked the puzzles in Zelda. And the fact that it's with elves and shit, but it's not like old English. Like, it's just simple like text, because I don't understand that old English like talk. I really don't get it, like, when they speak like that. That's why I don't like Game of Thrones, because the language just like gives me a headache just trying to figure out what they're trying to say, even though they are speaking English. But I mean, it looks just as good as it did on a normal TV when I was younger. But I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I just hope that they make a Legend of Zelda set, like 3D All Stars, but with like 3 Zelda games in one, because I definitely buy it. I don't care.
This game originally released in 2011 on the Wii console, and now it's coming to Nintendo Switch. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword featured a control scheme in which players would use the Wii Remote Plus controller as a
That's why I never wanted the game, because like that fucking Wii was a prototype of the Switch, in my opinion.
Sword and the nunchuck controller as a shield. With the increased processing power of the Nintendo Switch system, the controls here are smoother and even more intuitive. And we've recreated the controls for the sword and the shield here by having the player hold 2 Joy-Con controllers. The Joy-Con controller in your right hand is the sword. Swing it to have Link swing his sword in the game. The Joy-Con controller in your left hand is the shield. By lifting the controller, you can raise the shield to block enemy attacks. You can perform other actions like using both controllers to wield a bow and arrow. These physical movements add a sense of urgency and tension to combat. But
it's kind of cool, and it has more precision, so but I have a Switch Lite. I need to buy a Switch to live stream it in the future.
also made it possible to play the game with button controls to ensure it can be played in handheld mode or on the Nintendo Switch Lite system. After mulling over how to assign different gameplay elements to different buttons, we decided to apply the sword motions to tilting the right control stick. Tilt the stick down when you want to swing the sword downward. To swing to the right, to the left, or diagonally, just tilt the stick in the respective direction. Here's something else we've been working on. Specially designed Joy-Con controllers. The right Joy-Con controller is themed after the Master Sword, while the left features a Hylian shield motif. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, as the game depicting the earliest story in the Legend of Zelda timeline, details the events around the creation of the Master Sword itself. We hope that people who played the original game on Wii, and those playing it for the first time, will enjoy discovering the origins of the Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD launches July 16th. Following this Nintendo Direct, you'll be able to pre-order the game on Nintendo eShop, and the specially designed Joy-Con controllers will launch on the game's release date at your local retailers. Many of you may already know this, but The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword was the last original console game prior to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game, and it was still following the established conventions of The Legend of Zelda. However, it gave a glimpse into many features and innovations that would eventually be adopted in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, using the sailcloth to descend in midair, a stamina gauge that depleted as you scaled walls with vines or ran, even the concept of collecting items to upgrade gear.
I didn't know that.
I hope those of you who've played The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild will give this game a try as well.
Yeah, I beat Breath of the Wild. I'm looking forward to it.
Please look forward to The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD.
Damn. I mean, like, I kind of felt bad that I missed out playing that game for the Wii, because the original game is like maybe $100 now, so I can definitely buy it for cheap. You know, like $50 is nothing for the Switch. You know, but the problem is me live streaming, because I have a Switch Lite. I need like an original Switch. Most likely I get the Pokemon Edition one because it's cheaper now. In Japan, like, I like to buy used things because they're just cheaper and I can trust them. In America, I would never buy anything used, not even the game, unless I see it. But you know, I'm kind of happy. I'm looking forward to it because everyone said good things about Skyward Sword, and I see why they said good things about it. You know, Twilight Princess was a big letdown. You know, I've been a Zelda fan since Ocarina of Time. That was my gateway. That was what got me into Zelda, because like my mom used to play it when I was like 4 years old, and I remember on the turn-out TV with the antenna, you know, like she used to always play it, and I wonder why she liked it so much, because of course adults like the puzzles, and I tried playing it. I didn't like it then. I thought it was too difficult. That was the first Nintendo with the you blowing on the cartridge. It didn't do nothing. It honestly didn't do nothing to fix the game. But you know, like Ocarina of Time will always be the best Zelda game in my opinion. Like Breath of the Wild is good, but it's not Ocarina of Time. But thank you guys. Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait till this game comes out. But I really hope they make the fucking collection. Like, that's what I really want. You know, because I'm a collector, so if it's gonna be a limited edition, I'll buy it right away.